believe that as human beings, we have a right to breathe fresh air, attend social events, and to choose whether to inject our bodies with a vaccine still in an experimental phase of medical trials. We are in unprecedented times where people are being discriminated against and experimental medical procedures are being made mandatory. The inconclusiveness that the COVID-19 mandates promote is deteriorating basic human rights through judgment and removing autonomy. As the next generation, we must acknowledge that the manipulation the mandates have on our view of fellow individuals. Hello, my name is Isla Dodson, and I am a determined grade 9 student who believes that all human beings have a right to choose. The year 2019, the beginning of a divided nation, the discrimination, the fear, the unknown. 14 years old, walking in public, feeling excluded from society, in constant fear of my peers' judgments. Just because I don't wear a mask does not mean I am different from anyone else. I get it. I understand that the government needs to go to these precautions to prevent the spreading of COVID-19. But what I don't understand is the judgment and the fear that the media has presented a one-sided view. We are all feeling a sense of unease. Unvaccinated people are unable to dine out in restaurants and attend cinemas or concerts. People that are not wearing a mask are continuously required to provide their personal and potentially high sensitive medical information by hospitality, retail and medical staff to prove their exemption of doing so. For example, if an individual suffers from a mental health condition such as anxiety, it could feel intrusive and cause embarrassment to share that sensitive information with a Woolworths staff member while doing their grocery shopping. Additionally, the looks, comments, and judgments from other shoppers could exacerbate the condition. This requirement is blatantly encouraging discrimination throughout society. It was disheartening for me to experience the neglect that society permits on people that aren't vaccinated. The hospital was more concerned about my vaccine, my mask, and my negative rat test than a life-altering surgery. The exclusion that the COVID-19 mandates promote is deteriorating human rights through judgment. As the next generation, we must acknowledge the manipulation the mandates have on our view of individuals. Let's discuss social media, the face behind it all, the reason for such a scarcity. Social media can be a lying and toxic place that can twist and manipulate a story to enforce opinions that are not necessarily true. And I'm not being biased. According to news.com.au, Facebook finally admitted the truth. The fact checks that social media use to police what Americans read and watch are just opinions. When the fact checks disagree with anything, they remove postings and deactivate accounts. This is also a recurring pattern with all social media platforms. Every day, our thoughts and ideas are silenced and ignored. This only goes to show how social media can shape a story to fit what everyone wants to hear. The mainstream media always reports on a one-sided view. Imagine being shut down, neglected, and judged when you reach out and share your thoughts and feelings. This is reality. The news doesn't share the innocent people trying to stand up for what's right. Instead, they name-call and create a hatred community. The general public have been shown that abusive comments are okay. The language surrounding people who choose not to be vaccinated is unacceptable. Anti-vaxxers, conspiracy theorists, violent, the list can go on forever. Bullying is not permitted in educational facilities and workplaces, yet it is tolerated when it comes to people's personal medical decisions. This shows how the media constantly controls and manipulates stories to encourage discrimination. It is time to stand up against the Great Divide. Freedom of choice, judgment is not the answer. The indecisiveness promoted by the COVID-19 directives is degrading basic human rights by judgment. As the next generation, we must recognise the influence requirements have on our perceptions of others. Next time you encounter someone without a mask, or even someone who hasn't been vaccinated, just remember they are human too. We are all doing the best that we can during these times. All people deserve more love and less judgment. Thank you for listening to The Great Divide. I'm Isla Dodson, and I'll see you next time.